Today we are discussing our Unit 2 study guide. Unit 2 study guide. So what I'm going to do is this is the Unit 2 study guide that is in Schoology. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on half, and I am going to put my work up on the other half so that we can see both as we go through. Okay, so for number 1, it says which situation best represents the following equation or inequality. So my equation, or I'm sorry, my inequality is 25 plus 0.25x is less than 50 plus 0.15x. So at this point, I am going to begin by reading each one of the answer choices, each scenario, or each answer choice, and creating my t-charts to see which one matches up with my inequality. So, option choice A says Jaden is renting a car and comparing two companies. InstaRide, so for A, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. And then we have B, C, and D. It's our 4 answer choices. Each one is comparing InstaRide as well as Fast Car, I believe it is. Yes, InstaRide and Fast Car. I'm going to abbreviate. So I for InstaRide and F for Fast Car. Okay, it says that InstaRide charges $25 per day plus 25 cents per mile. And Fast Car charges $50 per day and 15 cents per mile. What is the maximum number of miles he must drive each day for InstaRide to be his cheapest option? So we want InstaRide to be cheapest. So less than. And this is our equation. 25 plus 0.25x is less than 50 plus 0.15x. And that matches up with our answer choices. So if I was going through, the keyword is maximum. You want to know what's the most miles you can drive. What's the most miles, not the less. I'm sorry, that's not the maximum. If you look at answer choice B, when you set it up, you would have had 25 plus 0.15x on one side, and the 25 and the 15 cents is not on the same side, so that takes that out. C would have had 25 and 0.15 on the same side, which took that out because those are not on the same side. And then the last one, while the numbers would have been set up correct, because it says 25 point, it says 25 and then 0.25x, and then it has 50 and 0.15x, but then it asks what is the minimum number that you can drive, and we are not concerned with the minimum. We want to know what's the most number. So that's why A, the one with maximum and the correct setup, would be the correct answer. For number 2, it says that Gloria is solving the equation, and the equation is 4x plus 8 equals negative x plus 10. And it goes to the next step. And when I go to the next step, what I have noticed is that on one side, there is 5x plus 8, and then on one side, there's just a 10. So evidently, they got rid of that x, that negative x. And in order to get rid of that negative x, you are going to add x and add x. And if I was to do that, then I would have 4 plus 1, which is 5x, bring down my 8 so I don't forget about it. My x's are going to cancel out or zero out, and I'm going to bring down my 10. And I am at the same spot that they are at, and what I did was I added a positive x on both sides. So I added 1x to both sides. That goes there. Number 3 says CPMS is planning their 8th grade field trip. Let me go ahead and start creating my T-chart because I see it's a word problem. So it says that they can go to Austin Park and Pizza, and it's going to be $450 for the rental plus 25x per student. So per student gets the variable. Or they can go to Urban Air, which charges $200 for the rental plus 35 per student. How many students would have to go for the cost to be the same? So now that I have my T-chart, it says for the cost to be the same. So we're going to set those equal to each other. So now that we have our equation, we're going to go ahead and write it out. 450 plus 25x equals 200 plus 35x. For when I'm solving, I like to start off with my smallest variable. So my variable is the 25x. It's currently positive, so to get rid of it, I'm going to subtract 25x and subtract 25x. Bring down your 450 so you don't forget about it. 25 minus 25 is 0, so that crosses out. Bring down my 200 so I don't forget about it. And 35 minus 25 is a positive 10x. Now I'm going to label this side as my variables and this side as my constants, but I have a constant on this side that my variables are at, so I need to get rid of it. It's currently a positive 200, so to get rid of it, I'm going to subtract 200 and subtract 200 because what I do to one side, I must do to the other side. 450 minus 200 is 250. 200 minus 200 is 0, so that cancels out. And I'm going to bring down my 10x so I don't forget about it. Lastly, it says that my variables are on this side, so I need only my x. In order to have only my x, I'm going to get rid of everything that's in front of my x, which is my coefficient. 10 divided by 10 is 1, so I'm going to bring down my x. And 250 divided by 10 is 25, making 25 students my correct answer. For number 4, it's asking me what value of x balances the scale. So we're basically solving for x. On the first side of my equal sign, I see that I have, or on one side of my weight, I see that I have 3 positive x's, so that's 3x. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones, so that's plus 4, equals, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's, so that's 4x. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negative ones, so that's negative 6. I'm going to start off by getting rid of my smallest variable. So minus 3x and minus 3x because it's currently positive. 3x minus 3x is 0, so that cancels out. Bring down my 4 so I don't forget about it. 4 minus 3 is 1x. And bring down my negative 6 so I don't forget about it. So now I have my variables on this side and my constants on this side. I need to move this constant over here. So to get rid of a negative 6, I need to add 6 and add 6. 4 plus 6 is 10 equals, bring down my x, and the 6's cancel out. So x equals 10. So right here in my blank, I'm going to put 10. X equals 10. Number 5, it says Zoe compared. So this is a word problem I can see. And I am trying to create an equation. So I'm going to go ahead and create my T-chart. This is number 5. She's comparing the price of 2 auto rental agencies for the use of an extra large SUV for 1 week. We have Cheap Auto, who charges 35 cents and 35 cents per mile. 35 cents, it has to have a point because if you just put 35 there, then that's $35. $35 and 35 cents is a big difference. So 35 cents per mile plus a flat fee of $3.98. And then we have Auto Loaner, who charges 40 cents per mile plus a flat fee of $365? Which equation should Zoe use to determine the distance in miles that would make the total charges in both auto rental agencies equal? So we want to set them equal to each other. So we have 398 plus 0.35x equals 365 plus 0.40x. So the first thing that I can see is that A and B do not have decimals. They left it as dollars. So it definitely cannot be either one of those. So it's one of these. And I see that according to my equation, 398 and 0.35x needs to be on the same side. This one has 365 and 0.35, and then 398 plus 0.35. So it has to be this answer choice. Number 6 is asking which equation fits the word problems. So this is number 6. And of course I have A. So I'm going to go ahead and create that T-chart. B, C, and D. Anytime I see a word problem, I'll go ahead and create all of my T-charts so that I will know. Answer choice A says there are 2 party buses that charge based on the number of people that they carry. Party bus A charges $65 plus $11 per person. And this is party bus A. And then party bus B charges $50 plus $9 per person. How many people can ride to make the 2 companies charge the same amount? So let me go ahead and write my equation up here so I don't forget about it. It is 65 plus 9x equals 50 plus 11x. And this one has the 65 and the 11 on the same side. I'm sorry, on different sides. So that cannot be it. Answer choice B says there are 2 party buses. We have A and B. A charges $65 and $9 per person. And bus B charges $50 and $11 per person. How many people can ride to make the 2 companies charge the same amount? So 65 and 9x, 50 and 11x. So far B is looking like the correct answer, but I want to go ahead and check C and D just to make sure. So C says that party bus charges $65 per person. And then B charges 50 plus 11 per person. So that takes that out because the 65 can't be on the side by itself. And then D says that party bus A charges 65 plus 50 per person. And those numbers should not be on the same side. So that takes that out, making B the correct answer. Number 7, we are solving this. So for number 7, it says 5.72x plus 1934 minus 2.42x equals 3.5x plus 12. So the first thing I noticed is that there are 3 different terms, 1, 2, and 3. 3 terms on this side, 2 terms on that side. So I know this side is ready to go, but this side I need to combine like terms first. I can combine my x's, which is the 5.72, and this negative 2.42. Remember, the sign goes with it. So in my calculator, I am going to type out 5.72 minus 2.42 is 3.3, and those are my x's. So 3.3x, and I'm just going to bring down this 1934 because I haven't done anything with it yet. Equals, and I'm bringing down everything on this side because I haven't done anything with this yet either. I'm going to get rid of my smallest variable, which is the 3.3x. It's currently positive, so I'm going to subtract 3.3x minus 3.3x. 3.3 minus 3.3 is 0. Bring down my 19.34 equals, this is going to be 0.2x plus 12. Then I'm going to minus 12 and minus 12 because This is for my variables, and this is for my constant. So I need to get rid of the constant that's on that side. It's currently positive, so I'm going to subtract. 1934 minus 12 is going to be 734. 0.2x, and just to make sure, 19.34 minus 12 is 7.34, and I'm going to take that and divide it by 0.2 because I need to get x by itself. So divide by 0.2 and divide by 0.2, and 36.7 equals x. So 36.7 would be my answer. Number 8, it says Plug 'em Up Plumbing charges a travel fee. So I have a word problem coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and start setting this up. Plug 'em Up Plumbing charges a travel fee of $125. So just to come to your house, they charge $125 plus $25 per hour to fix your plumbing. Speedy Plumbers charges $50 per hour with no travel fee. So that's it. After how many hours is the cost of both plumbing companies the same? So we want them to be the same. So I'm going to have 125 plus 25x is equal to 50x. I have variable on this side and constant on this, so I need to get rid of this variable, my smallest variable. Instead of positive 25, I'm going to subtract 25x. Subtract 25x, bring down my 125. The 25x minus 25x is 0, so it cancels out. 50 minus 25 is 25x. To get x by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by 25. 25 divided by 25 is 1, so bring down my x, and 25 goes into 125 5 times, so x equals 5. I will put 5 right there. Number 9 says Margaret is planning to attend a scooter tour and is required to have a helmet when riding. She can buy a scooter. So over here we have buy. She can buy a scooter for $600, or she can rent a scooter for $75 an hour. So 75x, $75 an hour. In both cases, so rather she buy or rent, she must rent a helmet for $10 an hour. So 10x and 10x. Which inequality shows the number of hours Margaret must tour for the cost of buying a scooter? You want buying a scooter to be less than renting. So buying to be less than renting. The first thing I'm going to notice is right here, I have two x's on the same side. So I'm going to start off by combining like terms. Remember our vocabulary from before, combining like terms. 75 plus 10 is 85x. So that's my new number right there, 85x. So when I write it out, I need buying, which is 600, plus 10x to be less than renting, which is 85x. And now I'm going to look for that. 600 plus 10x is less than 85x, which is B for me. Okay, and lastly, number 10 says a local daycare has a daily operating cost of $900. So we have operating cost of $900 plus $250 per child. That of 10, if a parent pays $420 per child, so this is the cost, and then this is the money that he's making. So payment basically from the parents is $420 per child. Which inequality could be used to determine the number of children they must accept to make money? Remember, if you want to make money, you need to receive more money than you're spending. Operating cost is what you're spending, payment is what you're receiving. So you want what you're receiving to be more than what you are paying. So when I have that, I have 900 plus 250x, or C, is less than 420x, or C. They're interchangeable. So I see somewhere to 420, the number with 1 is on the opposite side. So if I flip this, all I have to write is 420C. And if I flip my expressions, I need to flip my sign as well. Is greater than 900 plus 250. X. So I know it has to start with 450. So that takes only my first and my bottom. And it needs to face the 420 and then has the 900 plus 250, making D my correct answer. So that is 1 through 10. I would recommend that you go through and you write down all of these steps and use it on your test tomorrow. Good luck and make sure you do a good job.